It's Brian from Captain Savage Aquatics, just doing a little quick update video on this fine Saturday. Just real quick, I'm going to be finally getting one of the 20 longs finally set up. I'm just going to put it on my kitchen table. I still have space to put the beta tank next to that, just so I can get some more tanks up for fish that I have and fish that I may want to get. I'm going to make it a bigger quarantine tank. That's the main reason for me setting it up. I have another one of those set up over in the corner here as a quarantine, but I just think I'm going to double up on the efforts, quarantine them, move them to the tank, let them get used to that, and then when they finish growing out, whatever they are, I'll put them into the other corresponding tanks. Well, let's get started. I got it on the stand. I just cut the box edges off. I'm just going to leave this cardboard here underneath it. That way I figure if the table is just slightly uneven, it'll maybe compensate. I mean, the cardboard's only like 1/8 of an inch thick, so I don't know what it's going to do. This is my son's beta fish Bluey. I think I'm going to put Bluey on that side. I don't know. Let's just wait and see. Okay guys, I'm real back. I want to give my son room if he wants to sit here and just eat. So he likes sitting here, but I think I'm going to have him sit over here. I know that's not a lot of room. He just sets his tablet up and he's always sitting far back, so I might do this a little differently. I could set up a stand right here and make 30 long or 20 longs go to the ceiling right here if I wanted to. I mean, you can see this height. If I was to have this as a thing, I could put another one here, another one. I know on one of my live streams I was talking about possibly putting a tote right here, a big tote, but then I'd have to get rid of the kitchen table. I don't think that makes sense. So maybe I'll do something a little bit smaller, maybe put a 40 breeder right here or something, or I think these 20 longs would look awesome, like put one down low and one here, that way I can still access the window. I gotta get this water. Oh, it's still damp. That should be good. So that thing looks like it's gonna flower, so that's cool. There's some of the other supplies and stuff I got from Sergeant Tanks. I kept the box because I'm all about keeping that box, because when I start shipping stuff out, whatever I can use will be awesome. So yeah, that's what's up. So let me get to it. Oh, that's why. No wonder why I don't have a lot of light. I forgot I had this light down here. And there is a lot of natural sunlight that does come through this, so I may just leave these wide open behind here. That way, and I'll just do this, right? So it'll get natural sunlight right into these tanks, which will be huge. So let me get to putting some gravel in. I got the don't mind this, I just got a little bit of a mess. The 10-gallon, there is still gravel in, some gravel in here, so I'm going to take some of that. I believe there's still gravel in there. Maybe not. I know I got this stuff, so I'll just line that, put some play sand in there with a light coating of gravel so it doesn't get so messed up. But this is going to be a little bit of a process, and I'm starting to get to about that time that I need to get ready for work. So what I'm going to do is probably actually just line this with sand, and maybe even line the beta tank with sand first, and then I saw someone put like a plastic bag or whatever, like what do you want to call it, like a hefty bag or something like that, and they just put it in here on top of the soil or some type of thing to disperse the water, and then I'll just let it go here and fill it up, and then I won't have to rinse it as much, rinse the soil as much as if I just let it sit, you know. I know with sand it's still going to be really cloudy, so I'm probably not going to have any fish in here today, which is okay. I would rather have this tank get set up, cycle, maybe at least a couple weeks, even though I have media that's already cycled and I could almost insta-cycle. this, and you guys should look forward to tonight's stream if I can get this video up before I go to work. I got some new things in the fish room, some new plans about things I thought about stuff. So yeah, look forward to that, guys, and we'll be back. Okay, guys, so I'm just getting the sand in here. I know that I just put it in without rinsing it. I'll just fill the tank up. I mean, where I do my water changes or use the Python, I'll just keep draining it till it's good. So let's see. I'm just going to use this, make a little makeshift thing to squeegee that stuff out. So let's cut this off. So all I'm going to do is a part of those corners, just to give me something easier to level without using my hand, right? So I know this is play sand, not the most optimum stuff for substrate, because it packs in so tight. Plus, it's not good for filters, you know what I mean? But I think I'm only going to have sponge filters in here with just a power head or something to kick stuff around, so that'll be kind of cool. Now, I was planning on doing a live stream like this, but I just figured it's probably later tonight I could do something where I do more. That should be a good base. So, probably looks pretty good. I'll probably do it to Bluey's tank. I'll probably take them out of the cup and do what I said. I'll probably just do like a 50% water change and then put like a plastic lid or something so the water just hits that lid, because I saved a lot of plastic lids like Lucas Bretz does for his sponges. I'm gonna filters instead of the you know, when the water dries you get all those white stains. I'm gonna use his little hack and use the little soup cover things or plastic covers to stop all the splash over from the sponge filters. So I figure I'm gonna take the 40-gallon sponge filter out of my 125 that's been sitting, and I'm going to put this on here, so that's going to be way more than enough filtration. And I'll just get a little small power head just to get some surface moving on top. I mean, that 40-gallon sponge filter might be just enough, but it all depends on what kind of fish I have in here too. So alright, so let me continue on. I will be back. So I'm back, guys. I'm going to put some more play sand in here. I mean, these come in 50-pound bags, so. And this table is a solid oak table. You know, this is 2 inches thick right here. I mean, this is my grandparents, like their very first table when they came over in the boat in 1902, I believe, or 04. I'm not quite sure. I can't remember the date, so I'll find out and I'll let you guys know. But I'm just going to do this a little bit more. Oh, look at that. There's that. I must have had that just to do small stuff. Or maybe I was using that when I filled a tank up or something. I know this is stuff packs in so tight, I'm just worried about some different gas. Now, I know how to landscape, so I'm going to make this probably a planted tank, so I'll get like another type of soil. When I see my son tomorrow, I'll take him up to Plattsburgh, and I'll go to Lowe's or something and get a really good soil for cheap money instead of buying it at the PetSmart or whatever. And I'll put it like some clay or loam, some peat moss in here, because that'll help break it up, because those are all different little tiny particles, right? So now for some stone. Now this is where you're going to be careful, because this is a 50-pound bag of gravel and I'm just using the all-purpose stone. for hardscapes. That's what I pretty much put in all my tanks. That should be about enough. I don't want to make it so much stone in here that it's crazy. So I'll just spread this with my hand, and I'll mix this throughout, so this should help break up some of the compaction issues. See, I can just do that, and that's enough to plant some of it. I mean, this stone can make it compact too. So, I don't want to hit the stone too hard. I mean, I'm not sure what I'm going to put in here. I figure this could be a quarantine tank. Maybe I'll put some new shrimp in here. I'd rather put shrimp in a seasoned tank though. So, yeah, that's what's up, guys. I mean, it's just coming along slowly but surely. I might build this up and not even put a top on here and put some like nice driftwood in here. Like this piece of driftwood. I mean, this I got from my aquarium box. I got like several pieces. This was in my 55 gallon. I mean, this is Malaysian driftwood. So maybe I'll put it like this and put a rock or something in here. I can put some Java moss or something on it. Drop a fern real quick. So, and get that all set up, let the plants get used to the thing. So I'm going to be scaling stuff from another room, so I will be back. So this doesn't run on and on and on. Alright, so I just grabbed some of the rock that I had lay around that I was going to put in one of my other tanks. I'm going to put a couple of little chunks in here. This is some Mopani driftwood, or Malaysian driftwood, I can't remember. But it was a pretty cool looking piece. I mean, I might even yeah, I'll do it this way. So it kind of like ties in. And I got some other small river stone that I can put in here with the gravel. I may take some of the gravel out as I escape this. I got some cool live pond lily bulbs that I will just plant in the substrate now. And as I fill this thing up, so let's see. It says to directions, remove the bulb from the package and submerge 3/4 of the way of each bulb on the substrate in the pond. Bulbs will grow without a substrate, blah 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 blah. So 3/4 of the way. Usually this means it's up, or I don't know. I'll just put it in. So I'm just gonna put one here. Set this 3/4 in, right? Because you want to leave a little bit of room. Now, maybe that's the bottom, that's the top. Let me flip these around. I'll just put them in. If they float, they float, and then when they grow, I'll just see which way's up. That looks good. So I'm just placing them in different areas that I think would be pretty cool. I'll get some Java moss and Java fern when I start actually filling this thing up a little bit. What I can do is use some of the glue, gel glue that I got. I have other ones open. I just don't feel like going to dig them out. So what I'll do is when I'm ready, I know that wood's wet, but that rock isn't. So I can put some like Java moss on the rock. But I'm going to wait till I start getting this thing filled up a little bit. So I'll get this glue nice and tight. Put that there. I can actually put some of this in. If I was to get a big enough rock that came out, I could put it here so the roots could just drape down. This is an Aquaponics 2.5 gallon type tank, and this is just the plant, a cutting I took off one of the plants at work, you know, because it sends by, what is it, rhizomes, you know, so it sends shoots out. I may, because the plants are hanging, I may just cut another thing. That's all this was a hanger off the main mother plant, right? So I'll just cut another one of those sections off. Maybe I'll throw some of that in. I'm not sure exactly what type of plant this is, but For what it looks like, it might be able to go fully submerged. So I'll just have to experiment. So I got the 3 bulbs in this tank. And I think I'm going to start filling this bad boy up with some water and go from there. So I'll be right back. Now I'm grabbing some water Sprite. This has always been floating in the 10-gallon Rasbora. So I'm just going to put this in here temporarily. I know I got to keep it wet, so I'm actually going to start filling this thing up. I was thinking maybe it could have some of this draping. Maybe I'll super glue this right here so it kind of grows off right off this rock. You know, like something. It'll drape over. I mean, these roots will get long, and it's good for like live bears because these roots get so long. The fry like to use it as a place to hide. So that's something I'm thinking about right there. As you can see, this is a chute, and it already has the runner. So if I was to cut that, there's leaves on there. I could plant that somewhere else in the substrate. Now I got all this stuff on me, but the main thing is I got to get some water into this big part of the or whatever. Yeah, I'm still recording, so I'm just gonna do this. Probably just place it right here. Oh shit! Obviously that wasn't in there that great. Now what they were talking about was like, I'll just use this plastic bag, right? I'm just gonna point this. Actually, you know what? Maybe I'll do it over in this corner, right? And put it in here. Put the bag right over the python, and this will eventually flow out, but it'll cascade out because that bag is. Alright, so let me. Oh, that's too hot. Here comes the water. So it'll fill up the plastic bag, and then slowly, as the plastic bag fills, that pipe will stay in there, but that water will just slowly push out once there's enough weight to make it sit. Like, and there it goes. So So while that's happening, I'm going to go get some more plants. The one thing I do want to do is take this and wash all this duckweed off me. It's okay if it's in here. So, alright, so I'll just leave that like that and just let it slowly fill. And I know I have plants in here. That's fine. They'll be okay. They can take it. The little dust and stuff isn't going to hurt them anyways. Now let me get some Java fern and put some on the rock until the rock is completely covered. Now, I know with the super glue, when you put this stuff on, it should be a dry surface, but it's not happening like that. So, and I'm not going to have much time to do this, so I'm just going to put it some right here. I mean, this is the gel anyway, so now let's put this little part of the root on there. Because when you put super glue gel in here, water hits it, it hardens, like right away. And less is more on this, so. There. I'm actually probably just going to super glue that there. Right to the rock. Now that I have a ton of stuff over me. Oh, and the glue's setting on my hand, but that's okay. So I got like some Java moss. I'll bring some other stuff in here. So let me just do this. Close that up. Now you can see this with the water I had on my hands. That's roots from the Java moss. So as you can see, there is a little bit of stuff on this top, but with me that's doing it this way, if you guys can see, the water is really not that cloudy. It's just murky on the top. So by me putting this in a bag, you can fill up the tank and the dust will naturally settle right back down anyways. So I'll do this. As I add more stones, like bigger stones, I'll probably, like the river stone I'll probably just put a little dab glue on there like I did those for the, you know, that stuff. So I got some water spray, Java fern. I'll put some Java moss on, you know, maybe over here and on other rocks and stuff. So that'll be good. I know Bluey's like looking at the other tank. Ooh, that looks nice. I want to swim. But yeah, that's not happening in this tank for a while. I mean, I probably could do it if I just moved all that cycled media. There is a little pump in there that's helping the aquaponics. I could take that off and put this plant like right over here in the corner and just let it stay above. Just take this out, this whole setup, this is the siliconed in. I can take that and put it in the corner and make that the thing, and just use this for any small nano fish to quarantine. I mean, this is only 2.5 gallons. So that's hardly any stuff needed. Alright, I will be back when this is almost filled up. So, the heart will be soon. Let me turn it off. Oh. So I'm back with the bag right there. It's allowed me to fill this completely up, and the bag will keep floating. And let me grab this real quick and show you. And if you can see, that's the only dust and stuff that came up. Yes, some duckweed got moved in here. I put some water sprayed in here. I got some Java fern in here. I'll put some Java moss. I just don't have the time right now to go crazy and get like clip the plants, so these are just temporarily in here. Now if you see that white, that was the glue, I guess, for the Java moss. The gel sets up once it comes into contact with water really quickly. So what I'm going to do is probably just cut this offshoot, because it's another off the mother plant. Cut that and I'll put it on something else, or I'll put it in the soil. There's one of the lily bulbs. I think the other two are floating right now. Yep, I see one right there. So no need to drain this. Now when I start moving this around to gravel vac, that's when it could become dusty. I'll just do extra water changes if I have to. So this tank's just about topped off. So let me put you guys back so I can continue doing what I need to do. think that should be good. That didn't take all that long. It's only 20 gallons, like 5 minutes to do that, and I didn't have my sink on full speed either because I want to kind of keep the temperature. So I'm going to put some conditioner in there, all kinds of other stuff. I might have had a couple shrimp go for the ride. Hopefully I didn't. Actually, not in that tank. I didn't put any shrimp besides ghost shrimp, and that was the only thing that was in there. In that tank with the reservoirs. I was thinking that water spray was from my shrimp tank, but it's not. Probably a good thing too. I might end up just moving Bluey right into this tank when I get it. It has a week or two of a cycle, and go from there. But so that's the tank setup now. Let's move this cool over here. So I have natural light during the day from this side, and this light will just be from the other side. So now I know I have some duckweed that's going to get lost, but that's okay. Don't care. I got duckweed for days. So there's, I figure, maybe a little center stone for now. Sorry for the glare. Let me get the net and I'll get some of these heavier particles out. And of course I got duckweed in here, so let's see. Yeah, so I don't think that really did anything that's besides me stirring around the water, so I'll release all that back in. This stuff will settle out anyways. I made us take the DIY pump or sponge filter I made and break another two-way and have that 40-gallon sponge filter be somewhere maybe behind these rocks because it's not that big, but I want to get these planted, so let me just put one here. They said only put it 3/4, but otherwise it might not grow. So I did that one there. Let me do this one here in the sand. There we go. You can see where I dig in now the sand came up. Just because how I filled it, it looks pretty good, but once I get that sponge filter in, which I'm going to probably try and do before I leave here in the next 10 minutes for work, just do that, get the sponge filter, because that'll suck a lot of the fine sponge or fine meteor in, you know. So let me put that right there. Or I could just take this, wrap it, take some of my pinky floss, the old stuff that I'm going to switch out when I get home tonight, or squeeze some of that meteor in there. Maybe I'll cut a chunk of that if I think if it's junk, and I'll add it there because it's got beneficial bacteria, wrap it around the stone and just drop it. But I'll just see if I can't real quickly pull this 40 sponge filter out and this tee off and come over here. I just don't know if it'll be the pump will have enough to push it. So there's that. You can see all the algae on it, as long as I'm recording. Yep. So I'll probably just set this in. Maybe right here. Just don't want to put it on top of that bulb. So the other one's right there. I'll put this one over here. Oh, this water's really warm. Okay, that's done. So literally all I got to do is put a two-way right into that line. So I just need another probably 8-foot section. I'll go up there and under the door frame, and this will pretty much be set. Because I'm going to take this and oh, there's the bulb. Okay, so let's do this. Go over here. Good. Now I'm going to cut that light off because I want this heater to start going. Oh, there's the other one. Jesus, I didn't even realize it was there. Must have popped on when I took the stuff out. So that's where the heater is on. You can see the chip right here. Right, it's right there, literally. So just turn this around. Maybe I'll hide it over here. Now that's set. Unplug the light. Now you're supposed to give these like 15 or 20 minutes to go, but I'm not. I mean, it's already pretty warm in here. And let's see what this is preset at anyways. Oh, it's all the way down to like 65, so let's just crank that up to like 76. I mean, this water's pretty warm. This is like bath water, so that's okay. So that's done. I know the light got diminished, guys, so sorry about that. So I might just get a little bar instead of using this light right here, and just let it stretch over here like a DIY LED light or something. So yeah, that's the tank pretty much. Let me know what you guys think. I just got to do that other stuff real quick and head out.